Greetings, everyone. This is Casantino. So lately, there's been a lot of talk coming from Lucas over in Lucasfilm and Disney. Um, Mainly around. There's the rumors about the Civil War, and that KK's been tossed to the side. Uh, the new Lego. Show, Christmas show that's coming up. A lot of people are making a big deal about it. It's a Lego thing. The only thing I can say about it is the plot of it, where Ray, despite the fact that the rumors again say that Disney is ignoring all of KK's stuff, that Ray is supposed to go back in time to teach Luke how to frickin' force. Does it sound like I'm being an asshole about it? Yes. And I kind of am. I'm not screaming about it, but yeah, so that, I'm not, my opinion is, it's a Lego thing. It's another holiday thing that's probably going to fall flat on its face because of the characters it's focusing on. Because the majority of Star Wars fans are pretty much done with Miracle Ray and her shit. There's some people that like her. As I've said before, I saw potential in the character, but thanks to crying Rian Johnson, that got thrown completely out the window. Not that frickin' JJ, I won't get into it, but he's been making a complete ass of himself and pretty much showing why he's a waste of space. And the studios, here's a hint: pay attention to what he's saying, studios, because you probably don't want this kind of idiot with this much baggage running anything. Sorry, WB, that you got you turned into another group that got conned by his silver tongue, but yeah. So anyway, let's go into what was I talking about? Oh yeah, so Jon Favreau has been, I don't know if I've mentioned this in a previous episode of this, but Jon Favreau's been doing a lot of talking. He's been saying that he's been hell-bent on Disney needs to listen to the fans. Disney needs to appeal to the old fans. And he's right. So, for no reason at all, and not out of, I'm not trying to no disrespect for him, because I completely agree with him, we're going to give you the honorary trophy of Miss Captain Obvious. Usually this would be, I would say this is an insult, but honestly, dude, considering how Hollywood's been doing their stupid shit, yeah, they kind of need a little bit of this shoved up into their faces. So he made, it was basic. Let me see if I can find an article on it. Of course, Clownfish TV is the one who talked about it, whether they actually did a link to the. Okay, gotta shut that off. Let's see. Okay, it was on their Pirates and Princesses, so I'm just going. Okay, here's what he said. We wanted to really wind it back. We really wanted to wind it back to the things that inspired the original Star Wars and really get it small in scale and simple stories. Because part of what you inherit when you're going to see Star Wars now is the whole history, because the stories have been told for decades. It was nice with the new medium to be able to start with a new set of characters to introduce the audience. Well, introduce a new audience. But we always knew, and this was something I learned from over at Marvel and working with Kevin Feige, is that you want to keep the core fans in mind. This is a guy who gets it. Because they have been the ones that have been keeping the torch lit for many, many years. But these are also stories for young people and for new audiences. This whole thing is basically a what the fuck? This whole thing is basically a hello, wake up call. Captain Obvious. It really is. This is fucking ridiculous. It's so stupid that it took how many years of these freaking studios bringing in trash like Johnson, trash like Kennedy, trash like Kurtzman, just the marketing. You know, Red Bull completely eliminated their entire American U.S. marketing team because they were pulling this kind of shit. They were telling people, oh, we don't want you to drink our stuff unless you're going to agree with us. We don't want you to watch our stuff unless you're going to agree with us. Then these idiots don't think that they need the money. They think, oh, we'll just keep getting the money. Clownfish has been putting out videos about how these freaking wonderful people who just think they're going to just be handed everything are finally being thrown out on their asses. It's going to continue. DC just had a freaking purge. They just had a freaking purge. They're right now one of their lead editor, I think it's Jim Lee, I think that's his name, is now freaking doing damage control. Oh no, everything's fine. We're just focusing on this stuff. So everything's fine here, but nothing's fine here. DC Universe, the streaming service that has all that stuff on it, the cartoons, the original programming is going to be shifted into HBO Max, and basically it's going to be where you can go to get DC Comics. Yeah, this is seriously like, why did this freaking BS? Why was this only now? Well, he's actually being allowed to say it. Now, here's the thing. And it's something I disagree with Clownfish TV on. Respectfully disagree. But they're like, we know Disney, Favreau's not going to get a chance. Here's how I look at it. You have seen, if this was still under Iger, who's rumored to be under humongous pressure right now because people are freaking sick of his shit. If Bobby Boy Iger was still in charge, yes, I could see that Favreau having no chance of still being there. In fact, Iger would probably have, just because he's one of these egotistical jack-offs who don't want to admit that he's wrong, he did a boner. He would probably extend KK's contract just out of spite. But no, they have a new guy there, and apparently he's kind of doing his own little, starting his own little purge. So we'll see what Cheap K can do. Maybe he'll surprise me. I doubt that, but I'm sure he'll cut things that he shouldn't be, because that's kind of the thing he does. Which I understand you need to do cuts, but you know, be a little bit smarter about the cuts. Hey, let's cut maintenance. Uh-huh. Two days later, your freaking 3 of your rides get shut down because, hey, guess what? Surprise! It broke down and you didn't have the maintenance. La, la, la. So yeah. I think Favreau has a chance of, if not being the head honcho at Lucasfilm, at least being high enough to be able to have a say. I haven't seen Mandalorian. Honestly, I really, as much as I would love to see it, just because it's something different and not on space wizards with laser swords. Yeah, I'm just kind of not as interested in it as I would want to be. It could be because I'm just kind of over the whole crap, but you never know. So I think Favreau has a shot. If Favreau's allowed, but here's the only thing, and here's the biggest thing. I want him to get this. I want him to get a leadership role in Lucasfilm for one reason, because I want to see if he can cash the checks his mouth is writing. If he can do that, if he can cash those checks, if he can start bringing back the fans, it's going to be a slow, and it might never be back to how it was, but if he can bring the fans back and cash those checks, good on him. Good on him. I hope he gets a chance. I think that considering his track record, if Disney's smart, they'll look at his track record and go, yeah, we want this guy. We want this guy doing things. The Lucas thing, Lucas is a control freak. He really is. It's, people talk, and I don't know because I didn't get into this much with past movies, but there's talk that if he didn't let his if his wife at the time didn't do the editing, he probably would. Star Wars wouldn't have been the big thing it is now, because if there's one thing the prequels had shown, I've probably said this before, he's a man with an idea. He's just not good at fleshing it out. And I'm the same way. I have ideas, like I keep bouncing it off of a friend of mine who's big into D&D, because it's like, okay, well, I have this idea, I don't know how it would work, like, and it kind of bounces back and forth. So yeah, maybe I'll talk about some of those in a video. That might. So yeah. As far as that goes, I hope Favreau gets a shot to cash those checks. Will it work out? At best, very slowly. At worst, well, I mean, where can you go? Star Wars, thanks to Iger and KK and JJ and freaking Johnson, and her story group have basically hit rock bottom and smashed right through. So yeah, so that's going to be about it for me on this video. So Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next episode.